What's up, everyone? You tune in to Rightfully Structured. I want to touch on the subject of complaining. So, when I think back at, just growing up, I mean, people are people. We're people. So, you know, we're going to complain. We're going to do human things. But over time, even me, once I started to understand that, you know, like what good am I getting out of this? I really started to understand that it wasn't driving me in the right direction. It basically had me like in some type of loop, just complaining. I mean, it's good to vent. Don't get it confused. It's good to vent, express your feelings, but it's also good to have a solution or work on a solution at the end of your vent. Most cases, or basically, complaining is just complaining. It's no, it's n- nothing would be resolved from that. Just complaining, just venting and carrying on. It took me to go through my walk of life to understand that, okay, I need to change this because I was stuck. But the time when I actually changed it, I realized the people around me, whether, job, whatever the case may be, I started to see everything for what it was. And once I was clear with it, I allowed myself to accept it, let people, complain. But eventually, it became a point when I had to just actually tell people what it was. It wasn't really about anyone's feelings, it was about the truth. I wanted to express so they can move forward with their event that they're going through. Because if you just allow yourself to just complain about stuff, but you're not finding a way to resolve the situation, what is the purpose? You're just bringing yourself down all the time. Because as life continues to goes on, there are going to be more things to complain about. So right there is a sign that you gotta let it go. Get it off your chest. Whatever the case may be, let it go. Gotta let it go. I don't even care. Sometimes you might not even find a way to resolve the situation. But being able to look at it for what it is and knowing that life is going to have challenges and just try to move forward will just brighten you. You might not even notice it. You might have to go through situations like that a good amount of times before you can actually notice the change in you. But back to what I was saying, when I started to understand that, I changed I changed the situation with me as far as complaining, but over time I allowed people to express themselves to me, but I found in most cases it was never an answer to resolve the situation. But one thing I did notice too is when I asked them, all right, so what's the next step to resolve it? You might get an attitude, or somebody might just say they don't know. And a very small percentage actually will sit there and try to think of something to resolve it. very small percentage. I'm not better than anybody. Never claimed to be. But I always push to understand things, and I always push to understand myself better. The more I understood myself, the better I felt about myself. There's so many things out here that will take you off your path. All these distractions out here and make you lose yourself so easy. And if you never had the chance to actually learn and truly understand yourself, then it's just going to be even worse. That's why it's good to just take that time to understand yourself. But back to the subject. Some people actually, this is a while ago when I started to understand that I had to change that, allowing people just to complain and not deal with the issue. But when I started addressing it, it became a situation like even distance built between me or that person or something like that because they don't want to hear the truth. And I can't say that they're wrong. I can't fully say that they're wrong because when you don't know any better, when it comes to something, then it's foreign, even if it's wrong. It's foreign. So sometimes it takes a little bit to actually grasp the concept of what they're doing. That's why I always been patient with people as far as like situations like that to see if they can understand themselves. But at some point, you gotta be like, okay, I just can't even communicate with this person about their issues or shut that complaining stuff down. If you can't be aware of, it's good to, I'm open to listening to people's issues. I'm open to that. But if you're gonna be on my time, wanting me to hear what you have to say, then you got to be respectful and be willing to listen to what I have to say afterwards because I'm not wasting my time. If you want me to sit there and listen, then I need to speak my piece for your good, not my good. It ain't helping me telling you, not telling you, but expressing a good route about the situation. It's a proven fact. The truth hurts. But once, you have to see the issue, put your feelings aside, is the key. If you can get past that part right there, you good. Put your feelings aside. Your feelings will blind you from the truth. Because in your mind, your feelings is going to trigger you to react a way that you shouldn't have to act because somebody truly could be caring about you and giving you the correct advice, but it's something that you don't want to hear, so you're reacting off of your feelings. It's good to understand the difference between, you know, when you're just going off your feelings or something is the truth or your feelings. Could you actually see things for what it is? I can honestly say to this day that the truth still hurts. It might not hurt like someone that doesn't work on themselves, But you might get that little buzz like, and that's it for me. But at the same time, I'm not going to run from it. I accept it because that's not what this whole situation is based off of. My feelings. It's based off of understanding, so you can move forward. I mean, I was surrounded by a lot of people, especially at the jobs I worked. I was surrounded by people that, they a lot of people took heed to what I had to say. It wasn't that I always have to have something to say with somebody's issues or whatever, because I listen. But if I feel like it's best for me to give my input for your own good, then I'm going to speak my mind. It's only right. What kind of person would I be to sit back and allow you to be a certain way that you shouldn't be? That's not me. I'm not going to guide you the wrong way. For all that, I'd rather just leave you alone, let you deal with yourself. If I feel that I could truly help you, I don't even have to know you that well. But if you're in my area, if you're in my vicinity, then and we communicate, I'm the type of person. If we communicate and think, yeah, I'm gonna express something. If you come to me, I'm gonna express how I feel about it. If you ask for my opinion, that's just out of strictly just caring. It's not about me getting acceptance. It's not about me getting attention. It's about truly caring, because it doesn't matter what type of person you are. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters. If you're a respectful person, not let me take that back. Even if you're not a fully respectful person, I've been around people that they project this kind of like a nasty attitude, nasty way on you, and I still figure out a way to deal with them correctly too. And they might not want to hear that, but I give it to them because maybe that's what you need. You need that seed planted in your head so you can go back, think about how you doing things, and then maybe you probably end up changing down the line. Might not be around when I'm around, but eventually, like I said, the truth hurts. But sometimes, if you're around a bunch of people that don't su- support you the correct way, then how do you know that what you're doing could be false? Or how do you know that something needs to be tweaked so that you're fully walking correctly? If you got people around you that just support you and just ride along with you and say whatever, and or people that just want to take control of your life without even seeing your views, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I was just sitting back today and just thinking about that though. Because of the way I dealt with things with people that just complain, after a while, you sit back, you listen to it. But then when you start giving your input to so they can try to correct the situation so they're not just complaining about it, it's crazy how people get so triggered. But I get it. I get it. It's not what you want to hear. It's all new to you. But being able to put that best foot forward and be like, you know what? Put this ego aside and how can I deal with this better today? It's about being aware of it. So when when it ever comes up and you're doing it again, complaining or whatever, you actually think it's programming your brain. It's programming your brain. So whenever it happens, you're aware. You don't have to be on your top game the first couple of days and none of that, but just being aware of it. That's the start of it. Because when you're aware of it, it might not change by you being aware of it. You might still get caught up in maybe like something like an ego, not addressing it, but you're aware of it. But that's the next step. Now that you're aware of it, what are you going to do about it? You can't expect change without change. Doesn't matter what you do, how you try to maneuver around it, finding it's not going to, you gotta face it. You'll feel a lot better in the end versus trying to maneuver around it, because now you avoiding it, it's going to catch up with you. You don't want to be aware of it when you're in your, just an example, you like 25 or so. You're aware of it and you just continue to be aware of it. Now you like in your 50s and you always been aware of it, but you never change it. That's like the worst thing right there. And that's no judgment for the people that do it. But being aware of it and not changing it, that's like tough. And that's what drew me to actually being in a position to change it. Because it's like I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I can see what's going on, but I'm not changing it. What am I going to do to change it? That's when I took the initiative. So I hope that, when you hear this message, you actually think about what I'm saying. If it's not familiar for you, that's cool. It's about accepting it. Accept what it is first. Then make yourself aware of it when it happens. Then when you're aware of it, make a change. Also, from my experience, if you're around people like that and you constantly try to give good advice, you try to be try to be a good person, and it continues to carry on, then maybe you have to distance yourself. That's like borderline misery loves company, because why would you just want to just complain and not change anything? Thank you for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate everyone that watches my videos. And until next time, thank you.